Don't you like me?
We don't give a fuck.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, King Steph, a.k.a. Vanessa Williams, a.k.a. Glowy Kardashian, a.k.a. the clapback queen, a.k.a. the head bitch in charge, a.k.a. one resilient ass bitch, and welcome to Bitches Like Us. We're back at it, reloaded, relaunched, and better than ever. Thank y'all for your patience. I know it's been a while. For the rest of the year, we will be having a guest host on every damn episode. And today we have a very special bad bitch joining us on the show as our guest host, Persephone, aka Thick Yonsei Bitch, aka Chesty Bestie. Hey girl, hey.
Hey, thanks for having me.
We're so excited to have you. I'm so excited to have you.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about you.
Okay, so basically, probably one of the reasons I'm here is because I do like YouTube sketches, comedy sketches to be exact. And people kind of consider me to be funny. You know. I have a growing platform of maybe a few million.
Yes.
Throughout the different platforms.
Just a couple little million, nothing crazy.
And so I do some modeling and podcast hosting.
Yes.
So I have my own podcast as well.
A couple, right?
Yeah.
A couple of them.
And, hey.
Toro's crashing the episode, y'all.
Super cute. So yeah, I'm just hustling.
Girl, I love that. I love that. Okay, well, I'm so excited to have you on today. We're going to kick off today's show and every show with a shot and a toast. Ooh. What are we drinking today, girl?
Girl, you got us on some Henny White.
I was trying to keep it light at first, but it's a celebration, so we going up.
I was expecting seltzer.
Not today, bitch.
But we going up.
All right, so what should we toast to?
Let's toast to this episode.
Yes, the relaunch.
Yeah, the relaunch.
Yes.
And a new little girl friendship.
Yes. And bad bitches only.
The Stephanies.
Yes. Cheers.
Cheers.
Okay. We out. Oh, my Lord. Girl, I was not ready. All right. You good? Oh, you better finish that whole thing. All right, I'm going to let you rock and babysit that. All right, cool. You did it. I'm proud of you. All right,
I'm the ugliest shot taker, so.
I'm going to show you a trick for that later.
Okay.
Got you. So let's get right into it with Bitch Slap.
Bitch, you thirsty, please grab Sprite.
Gatorade me, bitch.
Bitch Slap is our segment where we talk about who needs their ass beat this week. And honestly, for me, it's gonna have to be my ex-co-host. And so we haven't been back for 6 months. So I figured I'd come on here and spill a little bit of the tea. So basically what happened was, financially, it's hard to start a podcast. You're putting all the money in yourself. And so we had been a little bit inconsistent. I didn't want us to be. So we were about to come back. We had a disagreement. I had invited her to like a networking event. And the same day I felt kind of sick. So I hit her up and I was like, hey, I don't feel like I'm going to be able to like go tonight. And she was like, oh, I wasn't even like, whatever. I was working she totally wasn't trying to go to the event, even though we were going together.
Right.
And this has been like the 4th or 5th time she'd like flaked on me. And I usually just let it slide. You know what I mean? Like she like has certain things, like maybe anxiety about certain events and whatever. Okay. But she was just kind of not taking accountability. So we had this disagreement completely unrelated to the podcast.
And you weren't even feeling well?
I wasn't trying to go. Yeah.
Right.
Like she didn't want to go. But my thing is I'm communicating with you about it because we said we're going. So it's like the 4th or 5th time she flaked on me. And this was like a networking thing.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's just how she was. So I was like, she was like, well, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, no, that's kind of bullshit because you do this all the time. And I always let it slide. Right. So completely unrelated to the podcast. So I hit her up later, like a few days later, and I'm like, hey, like, we have to film, whatever, like, because she would book the space because I did all the pre-production. Nothing, like radio silence. Hit her up again. I was like, hey, nothing. I hit her up again. I was like, hey, I don't really think this is going to work. Ooh. It was like a month. And then I realized I was blocked. Like my texts were turning green. And then we had a shared Google Drive with all the passwords of everything. I did everything, the social media, the pre-production, like fucking color-coded spreadsheets. I went through every one of the passwords. I took her out of the Google Drive. I've changed all the passwords. And the two that I couldn't change were Apple and Spotify because they were linked to Buzzsprout. And she changed the login password to her name so that I couldn't access the show. So for months, I couldn't do anything about this. I had someone that we had been mutual friends with who I also fell out with over some unrelated shit, try to reach out, nothing. So I couldn't get back in. And then eventually I just hit them up. I was like, hey, I don't have access to that email anymore. And I forgot my password. And they were like, cool. And they just added me like nothing after months of like, so I just feel like
you was like, damn, I should have did this.
Right, it was so basic because when I told them what happened, they were like, we can't really verify that you own this. And I was like, bitch, what? We have a whole contract. You know what I mean? Which is now null and void because like you have like malicious intent. Like, what are you fucking doing? So it was just a mess. And then it was so easy to get back on. And I just like, removed her and it's good now. And that's why we're back. Like, I think I've been doing this for the past 3 weeks. But my thing is like, why are y'all on some weirdo fuck shit? Like, I can't imagine trying to steal someone's creative venture.
So did you ever find out what happened?
No.
So she never said why
she never responded. She just disappeared. And then I went on Twitter recently because I'm doing the revamps and she had blocked the account on Twitter. She had blocked me on Twitter. I know she had gone off social. I think she was dealing with some mental health issues. Our last episode was about mental health. And that's fine. Like, I'm never gonna, but this was completely unrelated. So to try to take something from me was wild. And I was just never moved like that. That's some weird shit.
You can't leave people in the dark like that when you have so much at stake.
Communicate. But I feel like there was that bad intent because why are you changing the password to the shit that matters most? The way the show is disseminated.
Do you think it might have been like her dude was like,
girl, she doesn't have a man. She's gay. No. She's gay. She has a girl.
Did she try to get with you?
No.
And you like, I'm
look at you sleuthing. No, she was just being a weird bitch. That's the thing.
Because you fine. So
thank you.
She might have been like, you know what? I'm trying to get in that and this is not working.
No, her old girl loved the show. So I don't even know if they're still together. I know nothing about what's going on. I just really think it's just weirdo shit, bro. Like some real weirdo shit. I cannot imagine moving so fucking shiesty. But
it's so frustrating dealing with issues, having like co-hosts and having so much at stake together. Like, I can't imagine if I fell out with any of my, podcast hosts because first off, we're so close.
Right.
And then to fall out and not even know why.
Right.
It's like, damn, you couldn't give me, you couldn't have the balls to at least just tell me, like, look, I don't fuck with you no more.
Right.
Like, this and this happened and I'm done.
And that's fine. That would have been fine, even if it was unrelated to the business aspect of it. But the fact that you went behind my back and tried to take something from me, like I did all the work on it. And I've always been kind of hesitant about collaborating with people creatively because I built my whole brand on my own. I never bought a follower. You know what I mean? Like,
I know.
It's hard, And so you have a lot at stake and I'm very picky with my brands. Like there's a lot of shit I didn't do back in the day because I'm like, oh, it's going to come back. Like music videos or whatever, right?
Right.
And it's just like, I've always been hesitant. I gave it a shot. We had a contract in place. And at the end of the day, if someone wants to fuck you, they're going to fuck you. So
Girl,
it's like,
I didn't do music videos either.
I didn't know. I'm saying back in the day, I refused.
I know why.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's being careful. And I'm glad because everything lives online now, but it was just a clusterfuck of bullshit. But that's why it took me 6 months to get back on this. This whole thing is really recent. I got the whole podcast back maybe a month ago. So I've been hustling to put this back up. So that's who needs their motherfucking ass beat. All y'all who are like, where did the podcast go? Like I was trying to be consistent. That was the plan. I had a whole schedule for the whole year to hit 50 episodes. It's not gonna happen this year, but we're back and that's all that matters.
It's a new season.
Yes.
New everything.
Yes.
You got new guest hosts.
New branding.
Maybe this was just the universe telling you that you needed to do this on your own since it sounds like you were doing it on your own anyway.
Right.
So it was just like somebody there. Now I don't know her and I don't know that situation.
Right.
But it just sounds like you were doing everything and maybe she was reaping the benefits of everything that you were doing.
Yeah.
So the universe said, fuck that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna separate this. I ain't got to tell you why.
Yep.
I'm gonna take that out and you're gonna do it on your own because you're
100%.
already doing it on your own and you're good at it.
Right.
So now we're back.
I was
I'm
worried.
like, we're back.
We're back, bitch. Yeah, no, I was worried about doing it on my own, but I think it's so much better this way. And she was a good host. She was entertaining. Like, I'm not taking any of that from her. And she did all of our audio editing after the fact, but I was the one who created it, and it just felt very, like, malicious. And I'm just not a weirdo.
At this point,
it's water under the bridge. We back. So, but that's who needs their fucking ass beat this week, and that's the last time I'm gonna talk about it. So
I can't follow that up.
Someone's got to need their ass beat in your life.
I'm trying to think of like who needs to be slapped.
I feel like I can think about 5 motherfuckers a day.
God damn! But I can't follow that up.
I'm glad you can't. I'm glad you don't have any fuck shit going on right now.
Look, I'm over here thinking of restaurant workers that I answered. No, they were all nice.
Girl,
like,
I can't.
Walking down the street. Did anybody say something to me?
Ain't nobody need their ass beat?
I was supposed to think about this. I don't know.
All right. I mean,
I have been irritated lately.
Okay, so everybody can get their fucking ass beat.
You know what? I'll just say this. People who use me as thumbnails and don't shout me out.
That's weird.
I think it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
You know, because typically when people use me in the thumbnails, it gets a little bit more of attention.
Right.
You know why.
You see the material.
You see what's going on, and I understand it, and I'm cool with it.
Right.
I like it. I like the fact that if you use my picture, you get more engagement or whatever, or people want to click on it. They'd be like, you know why we here. You know why we clicked on this. You know, whatever. So if you do use that, all I ask is the common courtesy of a shout out or a tag or something just to let your people know. Because then you got people in the comments that are like, well, who's that in the thumbnail?
Right.
You know, who is that? Oh, is that such and such? Is that such and such? When you could have easily just been like.
And they're using your brand to advance their brand. And it's just weird. Social media etiquette is just, it needs to be like a class or something for these like new people. You know what I mean? Like there's a way to do things. So.
Yeah. And so
yeah.
I don't know if I necessarily slap them, but.
They need their ass beat. They need that. Listen, we gonna give them the bitch slap of the week.
I just feel like it needs to be. There's just an etiquette that needs to happen, and it would seem that they would know that.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
So.
We're not going to say any names.
No, I'm not going to say no names, but I just think they should know.
Yeah. Well, y'all both need your asses beat this week. Those are some good bitch slaps. We are going to move on to our next segment, Pop OF. So Pop OF is our pop culture segment. This week, I think the biggest news is that Queen Elizabeth died. Right. Silence. She was.
I don't mean to laugh because I don't laugh at people's demise like that. But
she's 96 years old, old white lady. And I think there's been like, a variety of reactions to this. A lot of people in, England are saddened, mourning. It's about to be the most expensive funeral in history because there are all these plans that have been in place for like months or years where businesses shut down, television stations shut down. They don't do any comedy shows. Like they change
so it's boring now.
Yeah, I mean,
Queen
it's like,
dies and everything gets boring.
It's like out of respect for like I don't even know how long.
I'd be like, can we celebrate her life?
Right. Do it different. But no, so some people are mourning, but a lot of people are like, especially black and brown people all over the world in the colonies.
And Irish.
Right. Are kind of like, okay, like maybe you're just a figurehead, but there were so many times where you didn't support independence movements of your colonies, or you squashed those independence movements, or you didn't do anything like with your power. So I'm in that camp where I kind of don't really give a fuck.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I didn't really like dig too much into it, but I started looking into the history of like the transatlantic slave, and I saw like her ancestors' role in it, and it was pretty prominent. So
of course.
The fact that kind of, and then I just go into some of the stuff that Meghan Markle talked about, right? In her dealings with the monarchy or the queen and the royal family, and it just sounds like they weren't in favor of her due to what color the kid might be, right?
100%.
Like, so I'm just like, well, I mean, you live and you die.
People die every day, B.
Hey, yo, hey, niggas get shot every day, B.
It is what it is. Prince Charles is now King Charles, I guess. He has like a 45% approval rating.
Damn.
I'm sorry.
Is that good or bad?
That's terrible, bitch. That's like,
horrible.
that's below an F. I don't even know what that would be on a test. But yeah, so it's just kind of a mess over there. But I thought it's been really interesting, like, to see people kind of being like, what the fuck? Like, who cares?
Didn't
really?
he like renounce the throne like a long time ago?
I don't even
He
know.
had like renounced it or whatever, and then he was forgiven. So he didn't even want it back in the day.
Yeah. I mean, he's old now. Maybe he like got his priorities in check. But yeah, I'm never, like you're saying, like I've never really been like about the monarchy, like caring about that, or like even TV shows based on it are so boring to me. But yeah, so I guess that's the big news of the week.
Girl, I'm gonna be honest with you. I never think she was gonna die.
I know she's been here forever.
I thought she's been old since I've been alive.
I know.
So I really thought like I did not expect this. When I saw the news, I didn't even know she was sick though, because
Oh, okay.
it was my birthday. I'm traveling.
turning up.
I really like disconnected from the media, social media. So I didn't even know she was sick.
Yeah, for a little while now, though. It was like some things, like rumors were going around because she was appearing at things and not, and people had thought she was already in the hospital for a while and they weren't telling
She
them.
had COVID a while ago, right?
Yeah, some crazy shit. And she's old as hell.
Yeah, I wonder if that kind of like
Yeah.
was like a little...
Put the literal nail in the coffin.
But the
Lord.
girl, I mean, I feel like, I've been doing a little working out and a little eating, but I feel like my laughing from Twitter from all of these posts due to this recent event has really helped my abs out. Like, poke through a little bit.
Yes.
Like, my waistline getting smaller because Black Twitter, Irish Twitter, keep it
Listen,
up.
Black Twitter is elite. Like, they will drag the shit out of every fucking thing. It's hilarious. But yeah, so the queen died. Rest in peace, I guess. But power to the colonies that are still under their rule. And then the other piece of big news that we wanted to talk about was the Memphis shooting spree of a few days ago. So 4 were killed, 3 were wounded. The suspect, Ezekiel Kelly, is in custody after he live streamed the attacks, which is fucking crazy.
And he's a Black guy, right?
I think so. Yeah. Which is always very surprising. Black people don't really do serial killings.
It's not really in the mass shooter or killer profile of Black people too. Usually it's a white male in the mid-30s or whatnot. But all these mass shootings now have been younger white males.
Yeah.
And
very young.
Like, so I think the last time I remember like a real serious
it was the Texas one, right?
Texas.
That was pretty recent. There's so many. There's so fucking many.
I think it was in Arlington. Wasn't it in Arlington?
Mm-hmm.
He was targeting officials, like he was targeting cops and stuff,
which I don't really mind as much.
The police coming straight from the underground.
I could understand why. Let me say that. I don't want anyone to die, obviously, but
right. But I think it seems like when Black people have done it, it has really been like a vendetta against like super revenge.
But that's understandable.
I don't know about this current guy though.
Yeah. I don't know what his motive was either. I didn't like see anything about that yet. Have you?
No, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just a lot. And then it's just, I feel like there's always a shooting. And it's just every time it happens, I think we're so desensitized to it. We've definitely talked about it on the show before. It's like the next day there's a new one. And it's like, oh, it's just, you forget about it. Even just now, you're like, oh, that other one. I'm like, which one?
There was one right after that. It was one right after that. And she was saying like her bosses worked with her HOA and they colluded to break into her house and steal all the evidence that she had about them taking revenge on her at work because she had reported some type of fraud with her company. And so she killed the 2 people that she was actually suing.
Yeah, that's insane.
And I'm like, I think one of the guys' name was Wesley. I remember one of the deceased name is Wesley. I can't remember the entire like details of the story, but I know she had said she had reported something. She worked for a company, reported something, and they had some retaliation going on, and they colluded with her HOA to break into her house and steal and delete all of the evidence that she had to charge them with a retaliation in the workplace, and she killed them.
Honestly, it's giving like those cases, especially with Black people. She wasn't Black, but as a woman, let's say, right? People who are martial.
She was she might not have been Black. She was
like mixed.
She was something. She was darker. Her name seemed kind of foreign.
I feel like it's like a position of, you feel hopeless, you feel powerless in these cases, right? And I don't know what the motive for the Ezekiel Kelly shooter was, but like, it's just, I could see it. I think, I don't want to say it's more understandable because this is never okay. I think, gun fucking laws should be overhauled in this country, but it's like, I can understand the frustration of certain communities in our nation versus others.
It's really sick to live stream.
Oh, that's fucked up.
That's really sick. I saw the one.
Did you see the video of it?
No.
Okay.
I saw the one a while back where he had like a GoPro on and he was going to the mosque. And he killed everybody in the mosque.
I could not watch that.
And I watched the whole thing and it was just, he went to one mosque.
That's fucking horrific.
Killed everybody there, left, went somewhere else to kill more people. And it was like nothing was happening. It was like everybody that walked by or made a noise, he made sure to,
That's fucking
and I was just
terrifying.
like, oh my God, how am I watching this? It was terrifying.
Yeah.
But it's really sick. You have to be really far gone to want people to see you end others' lives.
Not only like murdering people, which is a whole level of like craziness and like you're not right in the head, but then also like, let me show the world. It's a message, you know what I mean? And we live in such a weird time where things are so accessible and social media is so vast and you can connect anything with anyone across the world. Like it's a mess. So not really sure of his motive, but I know that Memphis was really shook about this. So prayers up to Memphis.
Prayers.
But yeah, we need to, I don't know.
Prayers to the family.
Yeah.
And everyone affected.
Right. It's just weird times. Yeah.
It makes you, even when you're vigilant about going somewhere, it just, it's at this point, it's like nowhere is safe. You can't go to church. You can't go to the grocery store.
Right.
You can't go to
a corner store for Skittles.
The corner. Like you can't go anywhere and really be safe. Music festivals.
Right.
I went to a music festival, Lovers and Friends in Vegas. And, I thought about it. Like I was scared to go.
Really?
Yeah. Because I'm like, these are the type of events that are targeted.
Right.
And I'm looking around because remember that country music festival that was shot up in Vegas.
That shooting was at the Mandalay Bay Hotel. And
from it.
I stayed at that hotel back in the day. I used to work in event planning. We stayed there and that's where we did our event. So I've literally been there and I was like, that shit is scary as fuck.
So when I'm going to this Lovers and Friends, I'm looking around because there's buildings. There's tall buildings around the event space.
Right.
And I'm just like, and there's condos. So these are like people's personal or whatever. So it's the Las Vegas Festival grounds. So you can easily, find who's going to be there when, For sure. So I was just like, and then there was like reports after the first day, which I didn't go the first day. I went the second day. There was like reports of a shooting. I was like, it was fake.
Okay.
But it made me even more scared to go to the day that I had tickets for.
That's so sad that you even have to think like that, right? I don't know if you saw this. I live downtown in LA and like I want to say like maybe 6 months ago, there was like a rumor going around on social media that a guy had said he was going to shoot up downtown and he was going to shoot anybody that was outside. Bitch, I was at the nail salon downtown outside of my house.
No.
And I was like, oh, fuck no. Like I need to go home and sending it to everybody I know. It ended up being just like an unfounded rumor, but it swept social media and people were shook. And it's like, bitch, we live in a world where I have to worry about like walking home 3 blocks from my nail salon to see if like a crazy person is going to fucking just murder everyone he sees. Like it's not normal.
Right.
And I feel like we're so desensitized to it that it's like upsetting. But yeah, no, like
we don't even know how to you don't even know how to address it because it's really mental health. Mental health is
oh my goodness. Yeah. I mean, it's so many issues. We could do like an entire episode on this, I feel like.
I was a therapist for 10 years.
Oh my God, that's dope as hell.
I have my master's in psychology with an emphasis in marriage and family therapy.
I have a master's as well, but not in that. But that's fire as fuck.
Yeah, I worked with juvenile sex offenders for almost 10 years.
Bitch, why didn't you tell me any of this? We could have crafted a whole episode about this. You're going to have to come back on.
It's nuts. So I understand like mental health. I worked with sociopaths or on the way to being a sociopath.
Right.
And seeing like, the villain origin stories, like, and it's very real.
That's fucking crazy. Well, this was dark. This got dark, but I'm glad we touched on it. But yes, prayers up to all the families. But yeah, no, I feel like we're going to have you back for sure.
I I would
And
love
we're
to
not
do
even
that.
just-
You know, most of the time when I go on podcasts and I'm hosting, it's guys.
Yeah.
You know, it's always like
You know
a male-dominated show.
I feel like men should not have fucking podcasts. Like, if I have any controversial opinion, I don't feel like it's that controversial. Niggas just be saying shit, and like, we don't need to hear y'all.
I think
had enough.
sometimes they say stuff to kind of trigger us.
That
'cause
too.
It's more like titillating.
Yeah, I see what you did there. But yeah,
I went on a podcast with two ladies,
Mm-hmm.
and for the first time, it was the first time I've been, and I was just like, I love this.
So we're only having female hosts on.
really?
I'm not having. They would take
No male hosts?
None.
Wow.
None. Yeah. There was one male guest back in the day. The friend that I had fallen out with. I still think he has great messages and things like that. But no, women only. This show is for women by women. Exactly. And so even the topics coming up are things I've really wanted to explore, or like gems that I feel like are so important as a woman. So yeah, I'm so happy that you're having fun. And we didn't even, we're just getting started, bitch.
We should take another shot.
We can for sure. I'm gonna get that in a second. I got you.
She's like, no, bitch.
I got you.
I told your ass in the beginning.
Listen,
we were not.
I'm gonna have to do it at the end because I'm gonna be too lit for the episode. That Henny White will kick your ass, bro.
Right.
I got you though. But all right, we're moving on to our next segment. It's a new segment. It's called Ask Me Anything, Bitch. So in this segment, we ask a good question. It's like maybe viewer submitted, maybe it's just a good question that I've had, in storage for a while.
Okay.
So today's question, and I'm gonna let you answer first. Today's question is, you meet someone who has never heard music before, ever in their lives. Maybe it's an alien. You can only show them one song. What song would it be?
I think I'm going to do Bohemian Rhapsody.
That's a great one, bitch.
Queen,
And that was such a quick answer.
Yeah.
Like, I'm shook.
And I chose that because there's so many different transitions to so many
Yes.
types of styles that were connected to each other. It gives a person, like, it doesn't
Yes.
just give you one,
Right.
One view of music. You be like, oh shoot, it didn't transition to something else. What is
Right.
this? And then it transitions to something else. What is this? So it was like they hit almost like all the genres
you.
in one song. So I'm thinking Bohemian
That's a
Rhapsody is
great one.
probably
That's a classic, like a transcending time type classic. I agree with that one. I would pick American Wedding by Frank Ocean, but for similar reasons. Because first of all, Frank Ocean's my favorite artist. I have like tattoos of his lyrics on my hands.
Get out
I
of
love
here, for
him.
real?
I fucking love him. But also, it samples Hotel California by the Eagles, which is like another like crazy song.
Right.
Same type of thing. Interesting transitions, cool samples, just very well done.
That's how I feel about Pyramids.
Yeah, I fucking love Pyramids. Pyramids is just a little too long. Like if I'm gonna show someone one song, I'll be like, this one is too long.
I want it to be long. I want it to. But if it's one song, it has to be long.
Girl, that one,
It can't be
I don't know.
short.
I love him, but sometimes I'm like, I get just not like just bored. Like every 30 seconds, I feel like I have to change a song on a playlist or at the gym. But
Does it
but
count for these albums that transition into without taking a break? Does that count as a song?
No, it's if they're listed as different
Renaissance.
tracks. No, Renaissance is great though.
Renaissance was just like,
I love.
and the Dreams album. I
haven't heard the Dreams album in years.
It's the older one.
Okay.
The older one, but
I
that
feel
was
like
the
another
first
one
time
you're
I
talking
saw
about.
like an album just transition to every song without like
stopping abruptly.
stopping.
Yeah, no. If it's a different track, but I think you made a good choice. I would co-sign with that. If an alien came out of nowhere, didn't know what music was, I feel like these would be two great
Very
like
good.
entrees. Okay, I'm proud of you. Go ahead, girl.
Thank you.
All right, so we are finally at our main segment, the tea party. Welcome to the tea party, y'all. Welcome back. So today we are talking about cheating, all things cheating. This is just an interesting topic. I feel like I have so many stories. I'm sure you have so many stories.
Girl.
Let's kick it off. Have you been cheated on / have you cheated?
Yes to both.
Yes to both. I've never cheated in my whole life. I've been cheated on twice.
I cheated in a long distance relationship.
Okay. What was the level of cheating? You fucked somebody. Okay.
And it was somebody that I was dealing with before him.
Okay. Someone from the past,
But
like
we hadn't seen
unresolved.
each other in 4 months. We were arguing.
Right.
It was like
I feel like
maybe
long
6
distance-
months into the relationship, I
Yeah.
hadn't seen you. And we weren't, it wasn't just like long distance here to Arizona. It
Right.
was like from here to the East Coast.
Yeah, that's a lot.
You know,
It's
you
hard.
arguing with me, you saying dumb shit to me. It was dumb, you know, and, you know, I ultimately, you know, he never found out.
Really?
If he's seen any of my podcasts, he knows now.
Well, sorry about that, buddy.
Sorry to this man.
The relationship was trash.
I feel you.
It was trash. And I'm sure he was probably cheating too.
Yeah.
And I didn't care enough to even research it.
What's your
I
sign?
guess.
Wait, what's
Virgo.
your... Okay.
Yeah, my birthday was like last
Oh,
week.
duh. I didn't know your birthday. I was like, yes, okay. I could see. I could see how this was.
So I'm sure, like, even if he found out now, he probably wouldn't care.
Yeah.
And I don't care if he cares.
Right. He's dead.
Because the reason, like, this is tea because I
Okay.
don't think I've ever said this on
I'm
a podcast
tuned
before.
in.
The reason I don't care if he finds out or not is because what really ended everything is he put hands on me.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah, so
You
he
can't
put
feel bad
hands
for him
on
at all.
me. So, you know, I'm like, I don't care about talking about it if you find out, whatever. I think he's in a new relationship. I hope he is.
No, I hope he's not. The fuck? I hope he's in therapy because
look,
that's disgusting.
I hope he met his match. Look, you know.
I hope you get the karma you deserve. Have the day you deserve, sir.
Yeah, so, but I've definitely been cheated on and it hurts.
It does. It's so traumatizing. So for me, I've never cheated on anyone. I just feel like it's not my character. Like, it's just, I'm never going to let someone make me do something I wouldn't ordinarily do.
Right.
Honestly, lately I've been like, yo, it might be fun to just get your fucking lick back. But that's Savage Steph talking, so I'm going to let her chill. I have been cheated on, though, twice. And both times I found out through social media, which is fucking horrible, bitch.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So the first time, and so my following, I'm from New York. So in New York,
I was just about to ask you that because I heard it and I was like,
you heard it,
sounds
just
like
some
New
of the
York.
words.
Fuck your life. Bing bang.
So in New York, I have, my following, that's where it started. People recognize me in New York. I'm not a fucking celebrity yet, but people recognize me. I don't feel like you can really cheat on me in New York. I just don't feel like you can. I just don't feel like you
stop
fucking
that
can.
shit.
Right. So the first one, it was terrible. It was like, I was modeling still and I was doing like bottle hosting and bartending in New York, and you're on all the flyers, whatever. So I was in an abusive relationship when I was 25, and this dude, he was older. He was like, I think I was like 20. I was 25, and I think he was like 33. What is that? Like 7-ish? That's like 8 years. Yeah, like 32, 33. So it was his ex. So imagine going from being like a girlfriend to a side bitch where he's texting, and I saw the text, and he's texting and like, come to the house, bitch. And she's like, bitch. But so the reason I found out was because my modeling email used to be up on...
Wait.
I know. It's like convoluted ass story.
He
You're like,
he
bitch,
texted
come
her
get
in
your ass
front
to-
of you?
No, bitch.
Oh.
I'm crazy as hell. No, I'm not that fucking cool.
Okay.
No. So what happened was my modeling email used to be up on my Instagram. I took it down. So she had screenshotted it because she had it from before, which means she'd been following me or about to tell me for a while. So he was getting phone calls from a private number, and I would pick up and I'd be like, what the fuck? No one would say shit. I just had a feeling. I didn't have
your intuition.
Nothing,
believe it.
Exactly. Nothing was in his phone though. But I was getting, paranoid because you could feel it, right? So I'm at the hair salon. This motherfucker, I checked my email. I don't even check that model email like that. This is back in the day. The bitch emailed me and she sent like this long ass message, and she was like, I don't want to do this to you, but I've been cheating. His name was Adrian. I've been cheating with Adrian. He's taken me to Riviera's strip club, which I hated. Like, that was his favorite strip club. We've been out. I've slept with him, blah, 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 blah. She even told me about a time where we had argued and he was upstairs talking to me being like, I love you. You're the smartest woman I've ever been with, blah, blah, blah. And this bitch is downstairs sitting in the bed. So I'm here, fucking bitch. I was so young and stupid. We'd have a fight. He would leave. I would think, okay, we'll talk tomorrow. Like, he'll come to his senses and apologize. I have photos where I'm like sad, looking at the couch, like, looking like sad on the couch, not looking at the couch, watching TV. And
if you're looking at the couch, that's another level.
No, that's why we don't do 2 shots.
It's like, ooh, she's there at the couch. She about to go and kill this motherfucker.
But no, like, I was there, like, thinking nothing was happening. I could pinpoint the days I was cheated on because we were together all the time. So I knew it was true. And all I wrote back was, send screenshots with dates. And she did. I didn't curse a bitch out because I will never argue with a bitch over a nigga ever.
Right.
And I remember I fucking came to the car. I was like, give my keys real quick. I was like, give my keys. Yeah. And I fucking threw a water bottle at him. Long story short, I ended up giving me another chance. I made him go to therapy. I made him replace his mattress. But I had PTSD. I would wake up crying. I would have nightmares. I could never trust him again.
Oh my God.
So that one was just atrocious. And then the second one, same shit. I was dating this guy. It was more like a situationship. I was young. I was like 26. And we were dating for like maybe 8 months. I had met like his brother, but I was young. I didn't know. Like, and there was always a reason why we weren't official. And he would always blame it on me. So he was Puerto Rican. And one time he was like, well, you don't even speak Spanish because I'm part Puerto Rican as well. And I was like, nigga, you don't speak Spanish and you're full Puerto Rican. Like, what is this? Or, oh, you're going to have.
What kind of shit is that?
Girl, it's nigga shit. It doesn't make any sense. So, or another one was, oh, well, you're getting your master's. I have to think about it because you're going to have so much student loan debt. And like, if we were together, your debt is my debt. And I'm
That's
like,
if we're married.
right. But also like, what? You should be happy your girl's smart as fuck getting a master's at Columbia, you stupid bitch. So he had said.
You got the master's from Columbia?
I do, bitch. Okay, bitch.
Okay.
So
we out here, okay?
We out here with the masters. So he had said he worked as a VP of a bank. He was so cheap. And he had said he was going on a work trip to Virginia. So it was his birthday in March. I took him to Atlantic City for like a little staycation for a day. I was young. I posted him. I never post niggas. I posted him. Within
How many?
Just one.
Oh,
but she goes,
Lord.
my friend is dating your boyfriend. And I said, what? And I gave her my number and the girl texted me and she sent me photos. And it's always an ugly basic bitch. It just is. It just is. And they were and I was like, bitch, I was in my master's class. I had to leave because I had an anxiety attack. I went outside, called him, wasn't even really sorry, and didn't come over that night. And then he apologized. I remember he sent flowers, but it was like, I could literally never trust anything that you say again. And I'd been through it already. I'd already given someone a chance. So I deaded him. I was like, thanks for the flowers. I blocked him, never spoke to him again. I saw him like in June. So what is that? March, April, May, 3 months later at a party with like, we had a mutual friend. All his niggas were trying to talk to me. He came over to me. I looked fine as fuck.
Of course.
He came over to me, like put his hand on my back, was like, hey, I ignored him like he didn't exist.
Okay.
He
Were you working? Or it
I was at
just,
the party.
you were just, you were bad bitch status.
Bitch,
Yikes.
yes. And then he did it again. Like he tapped me again, like he thought I didn't feel it. And I ignored him. And he went back to my friend and he was like, she just ignored me. And he felt stupid and he left. And now he got trapped with a bitch. He has a kid that like he was fucking with this bitch he wasn't serious about. Like my homeboy told me, and he has a kid now, and he's with a bitch that he didn't want to be with in the first place. So karma comes back around, bitch.
Yep.
But yeah, no.
Natural.
Full time social media. So I'm really sensitive about like posting niggas, about bitches in my DMs. Every time a girl DMs me, she could be like, oh my God, I love your outfit. My first thought is like,
girl,
what are you about to tell me? I can't do it.
You and me are living the same life right now, okay?
Are we?
Girl, I've seen, and the worst for me, like, okay, girls will reach out into my DMs talking to me like I fuck with their dude, and their dude is talking to my fake page.
I cannot.
They're talking to a scammer.
Listen.
And the girls are hitting my real page.
Think
like,
he's really cheating
you
on
need to leave him alone. And I'm like, what? Who? And she's like, oh, so he's talking to a fake page? Girl.
Bitch, you're nice for even like responding. I remember this girl.
Because I need to know, like.
True.
I need to know, like, if it's really somebody that, or if it's just.
I feel you.
And I'm like.
My roster's dry right now. I deleted all my dating apps. I'm over it. But one of my old hookup buddies, I guess he was like a Wilhelmina model. He's an actor now. His acting is so fucking terrible. I could never fuck him again. But the girl sent in my DMs and she was like, I just wanted to know, like, coming to you as a woman, like, were you talking to him, blah, 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 at this time? And I just left that shit in there because what? First of all, that's not my man. Second of all, that's not your man, obviously. Third of all, I was single and I didn't know anything and I'm not getting involved in this little entanglement. But I guess that's a good segue into, like, who should you really be mad at? Because bitches coming to you as a woman, I just don't. So there are two camps, right? I'm in the camp where I'm never going to argue with a bitch about a dude in my life, ever. If there's even a question, you can have them. I don't we're not having a conversation. I'm not going to gas the nigga in that way. But then there's another camp that's like, they've reached out to the woman, they've gotten information, they become friends, they've exacted revenge, like all these different things. So where do you kind of stand on that? Because I feel like it could go either way. I'm not going to talk to you.
I think when I was younger, even when I was younger, I really never got upset with a woman.
Right.
Even if she knew.
Because at the end of the day, she's not in your relationship. It's your man.
Yeah. So I said this on one of my podcasts. Everybody disagrees with me. But I don't believe in the term homewrecker. Because I don't believe in it as it is with what society defines it to be.
Right.
As somebody else outside of the relationship can come in and wreck your home.
And that's usually a term reserved for women.
Right.
So you're putting the blame on a woman for a dude putting his dick in whoever he wanted.
Right. And
which
so
is ridiculous.
for me, I'm like, if the term homewrecker needs to be revamped to be the male or whoever is in the relationship that then cheats or steps out. They're the ones who's wrecking the home. Nobody can wreck your home. It don't matter what they know. It don't matter what they do. It don't matter the type of seduction techniques.
Nothing.
It doesn't matter.
Because if you're solid, nobody can touch you.
Right.
That's how it goes.
So the union is between you and your partner. And if one of you step out, you're the homewrecker.
Right. If
you allow someone to come in and you're dealing with them and you're sneaking around and doing all this stuff, you're wrecking your own home.
100%. I agree with you. This is why you don't do podcasts with men, because they don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
They're
that
like,
shit is
nah.
Because they're probably cheaters. I don't even want to hear it.
We can be seduced and all this. And I'm like, well, if you're seduced, then that's on you. Like, please go to strip clubs to get seduced, and not everybody cheats at the strip club. Right. So what's the difference between you getting seduced by somebody who's a master at seduction?
Right.
And you can come back home, and you can come back home to me and fuck me from whatever you did, from whatever arousal you got at the strip club, versus this random that, you saw or whatever, and you allowed to come in and wreck our shit.
Right.
Like,
yeah, I feel like women, so first of all, I don't think women uplift women enough. And I feel like women are so quick to make other women their enemy, especially in a situation like that. There are instances where the woman knows, and I don't respect that. Go fuck yourself. But at the end of the day, it was on him to protect it. So actually, the part I forgot about the story with the guy who has the kid now, right? Literally, I kid you not. So when this all happened, right, the girl, she was some sloppy bitch. I saw her out, and she was trying to make it. I saw her out.
Basic ugly bitch.
She just. I mean, it is what it is. But I don't even want to. That's the last time I'm gonna say it, because I'm too rude right now. But
talk your shit. This is the revamp episode. This is the episode that we're coming out with.
Right.
So.
But wait till I tell you why. So she saw me out, and she was trying to make it seem like this bitch is a nobody. Like, she was trying to make it seem like I was going where she was going. It's like, nigga, I know the people here, but. Years later, this year, like last year, when we first launched the podcast, I got a DM from the girl, and she said, I'm really sorry for everything that happened back then and for the way that I acted. And I was listening to your podcast, and I think it's so great what you're doing to uplift women and things like that. And I didn't respond again, but
and that's
I saw
okay.
it.
You don't have to.
Because I wasn't the one. But I think, when
that was mature of her.
It was. Claps, snaps in your snap cup.
Come on, girl. Okay.
But it was crazy to me because it was years later, and it just really came full circle, because that shit really, it's very traumatizing, I feel like. But I think, I've never really engaged with a woman about any of this. And I just wouldn't. I wouldn't. But I've heard I reached out, and she gave me all this information, and it was like a bonding type of thing.
Yes, I've trauma bonded before.
Have you?
I just talked about this on my other podcast. We reached out. I did the whole,
Come to you as a woman.
You need to know what he's saying about you. Why you think he's talking this shit about me. You need to know what he's saying about you. And so I definitely set it up to where she could hear what he said.
Yeah.
And then I ended up
little sting operation.
I had to console her because she was distraught.
Oh no, stop it.
I'm like,
But your therapy degree came in handy.
Yeah, but this was before I was a goddamn therapist.
I cannot.
Girl. So
That's too
I was
much.
just but at the end of the day, I'm glad everything happened the way it happened, because she was the one who kind of set it off for me to find out about everybody else. Because, girl, when I say I became a CIA agent to find out everything that was going on, I found out everything. Girl, I got into the two-way.
I cannot.
I'm aging myself. I got into the two-way. I got into the email. Girl, I got into the Craigslist account.
Craigslist.
The
bitch.
Craigslist.
Was he soliciting?
Yes.
I can't.
But nothing
bitch, what
really
you doing on
came.
Craigslist?
Right. Nothing came of it. But he was like,
Oh,
he had like a post on Craigslist soliciting women to give them oral pleasure. I'm telling you, I was traumatized.
Bitch.
Traumatized.
That is, nothing is worse than a nigga that eats pussy indiscriminately. Like everyone.
Right. So thank God that none of the people that responded, because he didn't have his phone number on the thing, so I could see all the responses. Thank God nobody responded to that shit. But it was like,
that's
terrible. Man seeking women. I'm glad it was man seeking women.
Yeah. At least.
But, who
knows? He might have had another post you didn't know about.
So, girl, it set me on fire to then reach out to all these bitches that he said was his homegirls and all that. So I'm reaching out to the homegirls, and the homegirls was like, yeah, I'm sorry, girl. Like, the times that we said we were studying, I was sucking his dick, and, like, we were fucking, and it was like, it got up to 5.
I would stab somebody.
Girl,
I would stab somebody.
That's how I know that I'm not crazy. Because the situation, everything that I found out, and then the way it ended, girl, I popped up on him, and he was with one of the bitches at the library studying in a study group together. She got pissed off when she saw me because she thought that we weren't what we were. And when I popped up there, I didn't know he was doing that. I had some shit to study for myself, so I popped up to study with him. And so when she saw me, she's thinking like, this crazy? This the bitch you calling crazy. But when I pop up, you come over and you kiss me.
Right.
You hold me and you kiss me and all this stuff in front of her. She get pissed off. You run after her.
Oh no, I'd
in front
light
of me.
the fucking
and I've been
library
there
on fire.
for 2 years.
No, bitch.
You run after her, and then you think that that shit is gonna be sweet after that when you decide to come back.
It's always, what? The worst part I think about, for me at least, being cheated on is, obviously it's a lie, right? But you question every other thing before that. So the guy that I mentioned, when he said I don't think I said this before, he said he was going on a work trip. He was really going down to Virginia to this bitch's like family member's 16-year-old party. Girl. And that's the reason I knew that this bitch wasn't lying when she hit me up, because she was like, he said he's going to Virginia. I'm like, nobody knows that. So yeah, like it's always been, but it's traumatizing because you're like, what was real and what wasn't? And it's a mind fuck. And that's why I don't think, I guess that's a good, like, what do you feel like is the protocol? At least I know for me, do you give them another chance or do you dead it? Because I've done both, and I have to dead it from now on for the rest of my life.
With that situation, he went crazy over me. He went crazy after I decided to leave. Right. He got shingles on his fucking chest.
Oh, karma
like
quick.
it was bad. He stressed the hell out here. I mean, there was one night he popped up at my house. He was calling me. He called me like 50 times in 1 minute. Yeah. How is that possible? How do I have 50 missed calls in 1 minute? There's only 60 seconds in a minute.
He used like an automated app or some shit.
Oh, she's not answering. Oh, she's not answering.
That's insane.
And so it's like, if you really felt like this, like, why were you acting like that? And so I kind of, at that point, I was done. But I said, this man needs help.
Yeah.
So I told him, even though I was done, I told him, if you get therapy, I'll consider getting back with you. Okay. I would not consider getting back with him, but I wanted him to get therapy. So to this day, I don't know if he actually got therapy or not, but I found a new guy 2 days later. Okay. January 5th.
Look at this.
Miss
one, next 15, one coming.
Miss one, next 15, one coming.
January 5th, 2009. I met a new person.
Right.
This shit happened January 2nd, 2009.
Listen, so I love that.
I met somebody, and that's a whole nother story. It's cool though. It's not bad like that.
Right.
But that was what I needed in order to completely dead it.
Yeah.
With him, because I was in love with that man.
Yeah.
It was like traumatic. I wanted to have his babies. He was fine as hell, 6'5".
Oh my God, that's my favorite height.
Yeah.
6'5" is my favorite height.
About 240. Smart dude, real good look, nice skin. Yeah. Like he was bad.
It's always the tall one. And that sucks for me because that's all I date is the tall ones. And it's like,
how tall are you?
I'm small. I'm 5'2". But my favorite height is like 6'4", 6'5".
Why?
I just love it. I just love it. I feel like so it's 6 feet minimum, but I feel like 6'2" is my 6 foot, 6'4" is my 6'2", 6'5" is like little extra spice on it.
As an almost 5'10", leave.
We gonna be
them
competing.
alone. No, I can't
just
even
like
lie.
it.
Like, I've fancied a shorter guy.
Oh no.
Yeah.
How short are we talking? Please stop. I'm very concerned. If it's
Not
shorter
shorter
if it's
than
shorter
me.
than 5'10",
No, it's not shorter than
So
5'10", but
5'10".
it's not taller than 5'10".
that's the shortest I've dated in my like adult, like my mind right life. When I was younger.
That's good for you. That's
Shut
probably
hell
the
up.
perfect
No.
height.
Honestly,
You say you're 5'2"?
I am 5'2".
Oh my God.
5'10" is my absolute like drop dead like fucking height. Like absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
You are my best friend. Lord, she's 5'2" as well. And she's
Listen.
like, I can't go under 6 feet.
Do you know what? No, I can't. But you know what too? I think it's even worse if you get cheated on. This has not happened to me, but if you get cheated on by like a dude, actually my in my abusive relationship, this dude was not my type. When you get cheated on a dude that wasn't even your type, like you were pressing me and then I fucking was with you.
Yeah.
It's like I did my charity work and look how I'm rewarded. You know what I mean?
I did. I've done that before where I
bullshit.
wasn't necessarily super attracted to him like that, but everything else like checked the boxes. So I was like, oh,
Right.
this is nice. He had a big ass gap right here.
no.
He was funny. I really liked him.
Yeah.
But he physically was not what I typically went for. But he was charismatic and
Charisma
cool.
will
He
get
got
you a
somebody
lot of places.
pregnant while we was dealing with each other.
Please
And I was like,
stop it.
and not somebody, like his baby mama. And she sent me a picture of
Stop.
myself that he had of me. And I was like, oh my God. Like this is when I was in college.
Listen,
I'm like,
if
bruh.
niggas are gonna do you dirty, you might as well be fucking with one over 6 feet, right? That's the thing. We can't. No more short. Like it just no. It's upsetting me. The audacity.
Yeah.
But no. The only other time I this popped into my head when we were talking. So I met this guy on a dating app, and you know I gave him my number, so we were like texting whatever, and then I got a text from another number, and she was like, oh no, it was from his number, but he had like been a little like shaky with the communication. She was like, hey, I don't even remember his name. Let's say it's Darius. She's like, hey, this is Darius's fiance. I just came back from out of town and he hasn't been responding because like he was lying to you, blah, blah, blah.
Jeez.
And we ended up, I still have it. I still have the conversation in my phone because we ended up
wanna
talking
see it.
about it. And I was like, girl, it's so far down. I would have to pull it up. But I was like, girl, you should know he's on these dating apps. And I asked him if he had a girlfriend because there was a photo on his Instagram. And he was like, no, that's old. I just haven't deleted it. And she was like, girl, I was about to move in with this man. I was about to like, you know, spend my life with him. So I'm so glad you told me. She probably did. I hope not. I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt that she moved on because it was an empowering conversation. I was like, girl, you could do better than this. And she was like,
Because you
thank
know
you
how
so
we
much.
rationalize that.
Right.
It's like, oh, you were talking to her like here, but did you fuck?
Right. And
like
we
if you ain't fucked, you're willing to give him another chance.
Honestly, I feel like trust is so important. And once it's gone, it's gone. And it could be the smallest shit. You could be wearing a black shirt and tell me it's a blue shirt. And if I fucking find out, bro, I'm never gonna trust you again. I'm just not. So then you're lying about like fucking someone else.
I
And
heard
like,
this guy lie about leaving his phone at home, but he had his red receipts on.
what a fucking idiot, bro.
I said, what the fuck? And then he used his sister to lie and say
Look.
that he was with her all day and she
Wow, she's a
corroborated the
scumbag
story.
for that.
She corroborated it saying, oh yeah, he was with me all day. He left his phone at home. Sometimes maybe our parents will look at the
Bitch.
phone. And I'm like, come on
Shut
now.
the hell up.
He calls her and he's like, I told her already. But after she's already like lying for him. And
I get like that's
I
your
know
family,
she was
but
mortified. I know, because I mean it's your sister, so you're gonna ride for
Right.
your brother,
Right.
You know, but you're gonna tell him about himself, you know, behind closed doors.
That's
but in the
too
meantime,
much.
you're gonna have his back. So I was just like, okay, wow, because I know you,
yeah.
but he really threw her under the bus. And I'm like, bro, and he still never told me. He was like, oh, I thought you would be mad because I was working. And I said, working? Of all the things, as much hustling as I do,
Right.
working is the one thing I tell you to do more of.
Right.
So you're telling me that if you told me you were working, that I would have gotten mad. So you just said you left your phone at home, but
Right.
you read my message.
Honestly, I feel
Girl.
like as an overarching theme, men are too fucking stupid to cheat. Like if you can't keep your lies straight, if they don't fucking make sense. Like there was this dude I was talking to, that's a whole nother story. He's a TikToker and he was white and he's 25. So literally just 3 things on my fucking do not fly list. Went to his house. We're not exclusive, right? But you know, I asked him whatever. This nigga had a whiteboard on his fridge and it said, there was a message from a bitch on it, like, oh, like, love you, blah, 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 like Nova, this girl that, you know, I had seen on his page before. Again, we're not exclusive, so why are you lying to me? So I'm like, what the fuck is this? Because we're about to cook dinner together, which is another shit I don't do. And he goes, oh, like literally was like, oh, well, we were FaceTiming, we were Snapchatting, and she was like, oh, write this on the whiteboard, and like, and I said, hey, do I look fucking stupid to you? I know you're used to these dumb bitches, but like, really?
Why not erase that before I get there?
Right,
like,
but
clean your shit up.
that lie is the stupidest shit I've ever heard. I said, I'm really not fucking stupid enough to believe this. And then he finally told the truth. It was like, oh, she stopped by with her friend and it was nothing. And I'm like, but now I can't trust you at all because you lied. And it was the stupidest lie.
And you don't have to lie, first off, because you guys...
we weren't even exclusive.
We're not, like, even when we're not exclusive, like, you don't have to lie, and you don't know what I can handle.
Right.
Because if you're honest, more than likely, I can handle
I'll respect your honesty. I'll respect it, even if I'm upset. So like with my abusive relationship when he cheated, we had actually had like a talk about that before. And he said, well, what if I had cheated on like you or someone like, which is crazy because you were cheating. So why are you even doing the hypotheticals? And I was like, I would respect you for telling me the truth. And I said it to him. I mean it. And he never told me. And I found out that way. So it's like niggas don't even have the fucking... decency or the fucking like say with your chest, nigga. Like if you're gonna fucking be out here moving crazy, say with your fucking chest. Like don't be a pussy about it.
Say it with your chest, little ass nigga.
Well, because if they're honest about it, they risk losing you.
Right. And you can't have your cake and eat it too,
bro. Right. So it's like I'd rather you give me the option to stay or go with all of the information that I need. An informed decision, which you can't have if niggas out here lying to you. But dudes, like, if it's not exclusive or whatever, and I'm coming over, or you coming over, and you dealing with other people, you need to get your shit in order. Right. Take out the trash. Clean up the kitchen. Right. Erase the whiteboard. Erase the whiteboard. Like, call in a cleaning company to come in. Vacuum the couch, goddammit. Like, look under the bed. See if any earrings and shit, lashes then fell. See if she done planted anything. Wash the goddamn sheets. Like, do your due diligence when you know that you about to have somebody come over. Because now you put me in a position to fuck your shit up because you couldn't keep it together. And now I didn't know that I felt like this about you until I'm faced with, hey, honey, on the whiteboard. Yeah, what the fuck? Now I'm like, bro, and we were so like, we'd been so honest. I'm like, oh, like if I slept with someone else, like we would talk and then not talk. I would tell him, I was like, yeah, I slept with one person. Or he'd be like, oh, so I'm not thinking you're gonna lie. But like, men, like if you're gonna lie, like at least make them believable lies. Or like make a spreadsheet or like a flow chart so you can remember what the fuck you said. Because y'all not smart enough to be moving this fucking shiesty. Like you're not. Don't be deleting our text messages because if you say something, I'm not deleting text. Right. I don't delete text. I don't delete texts. And I also don't go through phones. And I feel like that's I just don't do it. Because the first time when I was cheated on, there was nothing in the phone. But first of all, if I'm with you and I feel like I have to check your phone, I'm with the wrong person. I'm going to give you your privacy, the benefit of the doubt. I don't know. Like, should you snoop? Maybe. Don't do it. You're just going to find something. It is going to tear you a new asshole. I just want to be with someone who... There's nothing in there. Because when I'm in a relationship, there's nothing in there that's going to upset you. Right. I can leave my phone around. Right. Or whatever. Not pressed about it. Yeah. But yeah. But only when we're in a relationship. Right. If we're not in a relationship, even though, I'm the type of person that, honestly, I be faithful. No, don't do it. I know. I get like that too. I know it's so bad because I can't... I don't like two people at once. Yeah. I can't. And I'm very picky with who I do like. So when I really do like you, it's like, there's not really anybody that I click with like that. So I get it. Right. Yeah. Right. So it's like, I hate the fact that I'm like that. Yeah. Because then it's like, you want that other person to be like that, but like the parameters that have been set from the beginning when you guys first started is like, okay, we doing this, but I can't, I can't do this anymore, right? That's why I stopped dating, because people are so in the situationships, and then there are these gray areas where it feels like cheating, but it's not cheating. Or then you get with them and it is cheating. So it's like, I'm just taking a whole break. And then you get mad and I'm like, can I be mad? I'm feeling mad. Right. And I feel like when I feel mad, I'm allowed to be mad. But at the same time, based on what we've talked about, what we've discussed, I can't be mad. On paper. But because I'm not doing what you're doing, then I feel this entitlement almost like, like, why are you doing all this? Like, am I not enough? Right. Because I know, like, what I'm providing for you is these bitches are not. You know what? They cannot.
Honestly, I feel like that
when
is,
you have your person.
No,
Like,
that's the perfect thing
you
because
know?
I feel like we blame ourselves as women, and I think that's a perfect segue into Wish a Bitch Would.
Ride with some hitters and they wish a bitch would.
Wish a bitch would. Ride with some hitters and they wish a bitch would.
So Wish a Bitch Would is our segment where we tell y'all like what we wish you bitches would do. So for me, I would say it's a cross between stop blaming the other woman for shit your motherfucking man is doing and take it out on the right person, which is him. Stop coming to her as a woman. Stop, unless you're really trying to be helpful. Like, don't do the messy shit and realize that your man is the one who stepped outside of the relationship. And then I would say, personally, the other thing is stop blaming yourself. Like, as women, we have that tendency to be like, what's wrong with me? Was I not enough? Why did he cheat? Maybe if I lost weight, maybe if I had this. No, bitch, he cheated because he's a fucking cheater.
Right.
So kick him to the curb and realize that you can do way, way better. Those would be my Wish a Bitch Would this week. What about you? You have any like burning Wish a Bitch Would you want to leave the listeners with?
Girl, you hit the nail on the head with that one. Because, you know, I've been reached out to from women, from a guy that I wasn't even dealing with.
Right.
So it's like,
It's
I just
embarrassing.
wanted to tell you how he is and the things that he does. And I'm like, I ain't even fucked this nigga.
Right. No, we don't care.
Like, you need to handle, and then they weren't even together. The one
Right.
that I'm thinking of, they weren't even together
It's
at the time. So you
embarrassing.
gotta like,
Stand
clean
up.
your,
Y'all be weak in the knees. Stand up. Stand up.
you clean up your own house before you start dabbling into somebody else's. You know, like understand your relationship with your person before you start reaching out to other people, because
Right.
you end up embarrassing yourself
100%.
over shit that he's doing, and then you don't have a leg to stand on because you've allowed certain behavior to go
Right.
on between you two. So I would say, like, yeah, take care of your stuff in-house. Understand what's really going on with you and your guy and
Right.
what he's doing and what you're doing.
100%.
And the dynamics that you share, if you guys are in an exclusive relationship, or if you're not, or if you just love him and you got his baby or whatever, you know, understand like what you guys are doing.
Right.
Like clarify what you guys are doing before you start reaching out, and then do your homework.
Yeah.
Because you can't just be reaching out to every chick that he follows.
No.
You know,
Oh, my
because you know, he follow a new chick. Now you stalking every new chick that he's following,
And
then
like, who
you
wants to
reach
live like
out.
that? Like, you know, like it's stressful.
It's stressful.
Chill out, ladies.
You know, so clean up your house before you start looking into other people's windows.
Word. I love that. That's perfect. All right. Well, that's kind of the end of our first episode back. So thank you guys so much for listening. And of course, a very special thank you to this bad bitch right here, Persephone. Where can the listeners find you if they want to go stalk you?
Oh, Lord. I'm on everything, girl. I'm on Facebook. But I don't really do Facebook too much, but
Yeah.
I'm there and I need to start.
You got all the
I
socials.
fuck with you. I have all the socials, Facebook, TikTok,
I'll link your
Twitter,
Instagram in the episode,
I'm the most
too.
active on Instagram.
Okay.
On YouTube. I have my podcast with Patrick Cloud, the Thick Threads podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, everything. Yeah. So you can find me Persephanii, Persephanii.
Double I.
And if you're going to follow me on any socials, I have a ton of followers on everyone. So if you see my name maybe misspelled a little bit and there's like a small amount of followers, it's a fake page. There's a lot of
Letting
followers.
them know so
chance-
that when that fake page is talking to their man, you don't get the cheating messages.
Right. There's a lot. I have a lot of fake pages. So just know the one with the most followers
That's
is
the one.
probably
Well, I
mine.
got you. I'll link it. They'll be able to find you.
Yes.
But yes, so to all y'all out there, remember, you're a bad bitch. Now act accordingly. Love yourself, respect yourself, accept yourself, stay unbossed, unbought, unbothered, and unfuckwittable, because every day is a bad bitch holiday. So as always,
Period.
I'm wishing you cash, coins, creativity, and confidence on your come up this week. And remember, bitches like us do it for bitches like you. We out.